All right, we're going to pick up here in the pits, and I kind of left off at the pit gate with a rule book, so we might as well continue with that, right? So I wanted to dispel any kind of misconception or belief or rumor or anything to that effect that I actually wrote the rule book. No, I did not write the rule book, and I hear that a lot. Well, you wrote the rule book. No, I did not. That is 60-some pages of language that was compiled over years of rule books. When I first took on the responsibility to organize it into an actual printed form and to have it put into books, there was probably 5 to 6 years worth of rule books from year to year that sometimes they contradicted each other, sometimes they were a duplicate of each other in different places, and basically I just cleaned it up. We took, I want to say it was around 2017, the track adopted probably about 90% of the Clyde Martin Speedway or Lenco rule book. And that's been adopted in, some stuff left in, some stuff took out, things like that. We used to have go-karts and we transitioned to quarter midgets, so therefore we adopted, USAC rules for quarter midgets, which is now, I guess, parented by NASCAR. I clearly didn't write any of that. We just take what applies to Limerock Speedway and compile our rule book. Now, we do have a process that if you need to change that rule book as far as the rules and how they're used here at the track in September, you can go on our webpage and download the proposal sheet, rule proposals. You can print those off. You can complete them, fill them out. You turn them in by the last meeting of September, and then in October they are discussed by the membership, and in December they are voted on, and that creates the rules for the next season. I mean, I'm the first one. I propose rules. There's no joke about it. I see things that don't add up sometimes, and week to week we see stuff at the track that doesn't really make sense, or a situation that clearly isn't defined in the rule book. I mean, you know, if you raced for a while, you know there's things that happen on a racetrack that just aren't black and white, and sometimes they're not even in there. It's like, wow, we never saw that one happening. And you have to accommodate and adapt. Some things are wording. Some things in one area might say one thing, in another area might say something different. They're the similar but different, you know? So those are the ideas of cleaning up the rule book. For new people, let's just talk a couple minutes about some things that took place this last week. So, scaling, okay? Per our rules, okay, when you come off the track to scale, for a heat, only the top three need to scale for heats, okay? Features, only the top 5. All right, if you're not in the top 3 for your heat and you're not in the top 5 for your feature, you don't have to scale. And I want to put that out there kind of clear, because if you scale, the rule states any time you go across that scale and you come up light, it's a DQ. So if you don't need to scale and you're not in the top 3, you're not in the top 3 for heats, you're not in the top 5 for features, don't tie up the off-ramp, go back to your pit, right? So the other side of that happened this past week, and again, this is it's kind of an issue that we're smoothing out. Like I said, we have a lot of new changes this year. We have a lot of new people this year, not just people coming to race. We have a lot of new people on staff that are new to how we do things here at Limerock, how we have races officiated, and we're adapting to all of that. So one of the things, and we can take this on the chin as a track, as an organization, as a membership club. We missed the mark at a couple drivers meetings on addressing a couple things. So one of the things I definitely want to talk about, if you look behind me, here's the scales. When you come off the track and you come across the scales, if you are told you have to go to tech, okay, and we did not make this clear, especially for all of our newcomers, but if you are told you have to go to tech, and moving forward, and I'll be the first one to tell you, on Saturday, I said, we're not doing our job. You need to be told if you're going to tech before you leave the track, before you even leave that surface. Either, I don't know if, I'm not sure when the right time is, if it's On the parade lap before the white flag, you're told, hey, at the end of this race, the top 5, the top whatever are going to tech. Or if it's at the end of the race, you know, the checker's flying, you do your cool down lap. That should come from the track to say, hey, top 5, you're going to tech, okay? So obviously the first thing you need to do at tech is you're going to come off the off ramp, you're going to go to the scales, all right? From the scales, and I'm just going to flip this around and just kind of walk in case you haven't figured it out yet. But from the scales, there we go. You come across your scale, you get your thumbs up, you're good to go for weight. Okay, you're just going to turn right around. You're going to come right back here with your car, your team, and you're going to come right over here to the garage area, okay? And usually they line you up. They'll line you up right along here, okay? This is our current tech area, in the tech garage, etc. And that's really our process for that. So any questions on that as far as when you need to scale, what is required to scale, what happens when you scale in your light, and when to go to tech, okay? And again, we're trying to make this better every single week, so we want to keep addressing these things as they occur and try to do some things preemptively. All right, and I'll come back to you in a minute with another topic. Thanks.